there's a video that okay, so there's a video that I watched that was supposed to be for last week, but I watched it this week. I don't know when that video's out. I think that video's already out. But Boris City has a explanation video behind the Hype family video, I'm guessing. I don't know. You said producers making nonchalant producers looking nonchalant while making cunt ass songs are so hot. Oh god. All right, so yeah, so pretty much I guess there were people talking about her video. Oh, so the video's already out. Okay, cool. Yeah. How you doing? I got a question for you. Have you ever wanted to watch more videos than the thousands of ones that are already on my channel? Like the ones that I'm not allowed to show you here. Well, you're in luck, because I have a Patreon with 3 tiers. Here's what you will get per tier. Pause if you would like to read. As you can see, it's very thick, but you'll be the judge. You can go over there, look at it, check it out, let me know what you think. Thank you all for supporting, and thank you all for everything. Now, let's get back to the video.
Since I started this channel, I knew that some of my takes were going to be controversial. Talking about BTS and their position in the global music world makes a lot of people uncomfortable. It makes K-pop fans uncomfortable because BTS is bigger than K-pop. It makes mainstream pop fans uncomfortable because they don't want to recognize that a foreign group is part of their world. And it makes music critics uncomfortable because it's hard for them to accept that they were wrong about BTS and the stereotypes about their music.
You know what's kind of funny? You know, something I do find funny is that, like, why are music critics mad that another group is in their space? As if, like, it doesn't give them more of a job. Like, you got more music to criticize. Like, what the fuck? Like, goddamn.
I knew criticism from all of them was coming, and believe it or not, I also expected some criticism from ARMYs, because I genuinely think that ARMYs are very diverse, and we as a fandom believe that all of us can disagree in some things and still all be part of ARMY. I see a lot of very respectful disagreement between ARMYs when I talk about BTS's music and their position in the global music world. I don't have a problem with these disagreements. I've said it in the comment section, and sometimes I even encourage ARMYs to engage in dialogues and respectful discussions.
Yes.
But every time I talk about BTS in relation to other artists, I see some ARMYs being a little not analytical when I talk about the reality of other artists they like. I can see that some of these ARMYs are multi-stans, but some others are not. Some just consider these groups an exception in K-pop, just like they consider BTS an exception. Some believe what I believe about the K-pop industry. Some are self-proclaimed BTS pop stans. BTS pop is just a fun term created by Korean media to basically say that BTS is too different from K-pop to be considered K-pop. So they are their own genre. They are BTS pop. This term is not meant to be taken seriously, but I think it can still help us understand 2 ways in which ARMYs see BTS. So if these ARMYs see BTS in the same lenses as me, why are we disagreeing? The answer, I think, it's pretty simple and normal. We have different opinions about music, the industry, and life in general.
And that's
what
okay.
I don't like is that sometimes ARMYs who I genuinely believe are ARMYs, sometimes they are even subscribed to my channel and everything, assume that I hate every single K-pop group, including their one exception, or that I don't know K-pop as much as them because I don't agree with their personal opinion about everyone who is not BTS.
You know, I'm gonna have a transparency moment. I kind of had that what's it called? That little thought pop up, but it went away. But I had a thought pop up. I was like, does she not like other groups? Even though it kind of left my mind that this is like a BTS specific channel, I just be like, does she not like other groups, or like what the fuck is going on? But then I'll be like, it's not really that serious to think about for real.
And this effect makes sense. Just think about it. We are all in the same page when it comes to BTS. We all believe BTS has amazing music. We all believe that BTS deserves better in the industry, and we want them to succeed. But our opinions on everyone who is not BTS will be different at some point. That is normal. But as viewers, I think these ARMYs will have a small sense of betrayal at some point with my channel. Because there is this notion that we agree on everything, but we actually don't. We are different people, so we will disagree at some point.
Yes.
You just don't see it because I only talk about what we already agree on, and my videos can, in a way, reinforce your own opinion.
Yes.
So every time I am a little critical at someone who is not BTS, there will be a couple of ARMYs with the typical comment of, I usually agree with you, but I think you don't know enough about this other group or subject, so you shouldn't talk about it. Or,
Oh God, I've gotten this comment before. You know what my answer is? I don't know shit about shit. So I'm gonna still talk about it. It's up to you if you don't want to listen or not.
You should just stick to talking about BTS. And I find this
Oh,
funny
jeez.
because sometimes they feel offended about the tiniest non-problematic things I say about other groups. I really try to be neutral when it comes to everyone outside of BTS.
That's what I'm saying, Sandra. Like assuming someone's else's intelligence is insane. Because if you play, I'm growing as a person, so I'm not about to go back and forth on comments though. But yeah, that's hilarious.
Especially if they
I do go
deserve
to the
some
back.
type of artistic credit. But I don't like giving my opinion about artists who are not BTS in this channel because this is a BTS channel and I plan to maintain it that way.
Yeah.
But I feel like at this point, I need to tell you some of my real opinions.
Let's go.
Because number one, I want you to see that your assumption of my opinion is actually the complete opposite of reality. And
That's a nice way of her saying, bruh, shut the fuck up.
number two, if you're getting worked up about a neutral comment or fact I mention and see it as hateful, then I think you're not analyzing what I'm saying.
That's number two. Let me stop. I'm sorry.
You're just reacting to it. And that is not the point of a
This
video
is
essay.
18
I
minutes.
cannot connect all the dots for you. You need to do some analysis to understand why I'm saying the things I'm saying without assuming that I just hate on everyone. So I'm going to address some of the many assumptions about me some people were commenting in my last video. That means that I will talk about my opinions about artists who are not BTS for the first and I hope for the last time here because this is a BTS channel.
Let's go.
In my last video, I talk about BTS's place in the Hive family and why this whole concept doesn't make a lot of sense to me. If you disagree with this, that is completely fine. That was never my problem and it never will be. We can all talk about it in the comments. Respectful discussions are welcome by me.
Yes.
And I may even change my own opinion of this subject. But while giving my reasons why I don't believe the Hive family is or should be a thing, I mentioned a couple of facts.
Is this? Excuse me. Is this the? Are my eyes deceiving me? Cause somebody wait. Thank you. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Dre. Thank you. I appreciate it. You scared me for a second. Hi, how are you? How are you doing? Nice to see you here. Oh my god. Thank you. Thank you so much. Holy nigga, you watch my shit? You actually watch my shit? Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh my god. Welcome as well. Welcome.
That some people had problems with. To start,
I love your
mentioned that
videos
since TXT
too.
is part of
And
the
your
kit,
edits.
the group was giving artistic liberties from the beginning. This can be reflected in their songwriting and producing credits from their first 2 years. Some TXT
All right, so we gotta
fans
act
said that
normal.
I was unfair to
Hold on.
TXT for only showing their credits in their first 2 years. But that's why I clarified by saying even though they just started, they had all these credits. I was not saying they are rookies now. I was putting them in the context of their first 2 years when they were rookies to compare their credits to Enhypen's lack of credits in the same time period, their first 2 years. I did this to be equal and to prove my point that in their first years, Big Hit and Belief Lab have very different attitudes with their
No,
groups.
Mercy,
That's
stop.
it. That's all I said. I never mentioned my opinion about these groups, their music, their achievements, or if they are hardworking or not. I even said the line, whether you think the lyrics are good or bad, when talking about TXT's writing credits, to prove that at the end of the day, your opinion and my opinion about their songwriting doesn't change the fact that they do write their music. It's a fact.
I want to say this though. I do respect Boris City for being like, respectful. And I hope she does not get like vicious comments like, the comments that I be getting. But like, you know what I'm saying? I hope this is like one of the only times she'll like respond to comments, because sometimes it be like, bro, you gotta say fuck you to some people who don't know what they talking about. Sometimes you got to, in all honesty. Or maybe that's just what I like to do for my mental health. I don't know.
So some TXT fans felt offended that I said whether you think their lyrics are good or bad. And people who don't like TXT said that I was actually defending TXT too much because I fell for Big Hit's image of authenticity. And that TXT actually had a lot of guide and help by seasoned producers.
And also the thing about talking about different groups is like you're going to get like people who are going to use what you say and literally use a specific part to like to like to fight their case and their things that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that is, in all honesty, that could be true. That could be true, Sandra. Like making a video will make it bigger, but I don't know. I also think like just these type of videos, you're never going to win for real. People are going to use whatever they want to make whatever they want to sound, however they want it to sound, and you can't really do shit about it. But be like, bro, I didn't say that.
But again, I never denied any of this. I'm stating a fact. They were given opportunities to write their songs. Others said it was disrespectful from me to call Enhypen performers instead of artists because they do write lyrics, but these are not chosen by their company, and that's why they don't have writing credits. And do you see the problem with these conclusions? The TXT members do get a lot of help by producers, but I never said they didn't. I'm just mentioning reality. I never said I liked or didn't like their songwriting. Even if you
I'm saying exactly as if like I'm not somebody who replies to people who be talking shit about me.
think these are good or bad lyrics, they are still theirs. That's why I said there is some kind of artistic liberty in their group. As part of Big Hit, the TXT members are given multiple opportunities to compose, and these opportunities are not given to Enhypen by their label Belief Lab. And I'm sorry, but I think it's not disrespectful from me to call Enhypen performers, because that's what they are. Calling them artists because they write songs that we never listen to because they are rejected would be like calling a medicine student a doctor, even though they keep failing their exam to get their doctor's degree. And you can believe that the Enhypen members are actually good songwriters, and the ones who are in the wrong are the label executives for rejecting their music. I'm curious to know how you get to that conclusion because we don't know how they write. But let's say that you are right. They are good songwriters, but are not given the opportunities. Then you go and fight their label. Don't fight me for simply stating a fact.
You know something I would like to say? If somebody has a disagreement and you want to talk to me, like for people who like be like haters and shit and just be like putting their opinion, I feel like the best thing to say is like, okay, now what? Is your life better because you're right in this situation? Did you get money from this? Is your quality of life better? No? Okay, let's move on. Okay. Yeah, it's like a who asked type shit. It's like, oh, for real? That's what's up. You think what I said is this? Oh, okay, you're right. Now what? And just look them in the face like, the fuck?
They don't write their music, they are performers. So if you have faith in your songwriting abilities, go and fight for them. But don't assume I hate them for mentioning they don't write their songs.
Exactly.
If you truly value their performance, you wouldn't be offended by me calling them performers, because being a performer is not an insult. Being a performer is difficult and requires training. One of my favorite performers are actually the baby metal singers. They don't write their music. Their music is, like I would say, given to them. And just like what happens in K-pop, they were created by an entertainment agency, and the members were chosen for their physical appearance and performance abilities. But they are not songwriters, and that is just a fact. That doesn't mean I hate them. I actually love them, but I cannot deny reality and get mad at everyone stating this fact.
You can't, wait, what? You can't hear anything? What happened? Why can't you hear nothing? Oh, shit. I don't know why you had to wait 10 minutes, but thank you. Thank you. The boys are really good. Thank you.
So these are my real opinions. I'm not a TXT fan defending them too much. I'm not crazy about every TXT song, but I cannot pretend like they are not involved in their music. That is just reality. I'm not an Enhypen hater because they are performers. When the music is my taste, I love performers, but I won't have faith in a songwriting ability I don't know exists. Another thing being said is that I'm misinterpreting Les Seraphim's fearless concept. This is exactly what I said.
Wait, is it just Brittany that can't hear, or can y'all hear as well? What is going on? Oh, you can hear? Hey, Brittany, try to refresh. I think refreshing might work. I don't know.
New girl group has a fearless concept, which aligns to one of BTS's main messages of self-acceptance and empowerment. The difference is that BTS reached their empowerment message by themselves. If you want to be really specific, RM and Suga did. It was an obvious conclusion by the way they've been writing about the subject over the years. On the other hand, it can be seen in the Les Seraphim documentary that the Les Seraphim members were sat down and explained with a PowerPoint presentation the fearless concept that they will have to interpret. So all I said was that the Les Seraphim members were given their fearless concept, while on the other hand,
Welcome
BTS
back,
came
Felix.
up with their empowerment message themselves. I never said that the Les Seraphim members were not
Oh,
fearless.
I'm sorry. I meant to say this about the last one. Why the fuck does it matter if they're perform? Bro, that shit doesn't matter. Use it interchangeably. God damn, they're still breaking records, still doing good with music. Jesus Christ, bro. Just interchange performer and artist. Fuck. They're talented. Just say, I don't know. Sorry. I'm sorry.
I watched the documentary. I
People
know
playing
they were
semantics.
chosen to be part of the group because they went through different struggles in their lives, and that made them fearless. But I never denied this. I just said that they didn't come up with this concept.
Okay.
I believe they are fearless. Otherwise, they would not have been chosen. But if their label would have given them another concept to debut, they would have just interpreted that because they are not the ones coming up with their concept. The label executives are. So
Yeah.
although I don't think following the executives' idea is very fearless of them, I'm still glad they were chosen because of this and not other superficial factors.
That makes sense,
I'm glad
Mercy.
they are given the chance to participate in their music because in my opinion, they deserve it. So here's another personal opinion about a non-BTS group that I hope I never get to mention again in this channel because this is a BTS channel. But when it comes to K-pop girl groups, actually, Les Seraphim is my favorite at the moment.
Bro, I thought I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
I like their music, but most importantly, I like that they can actually perform live. They have intense choreographies, and in non-televised shows, their mic is on. You don't.
I want to know what she thinks about Blackpink. That's what I want to know. I just would like to know that. I don't know if this is in this video,
I respect that.
but I just want to
Again,
know.
I cannot deny reality. Their fearless concept was given to them. They didn't come up with it. Mentioning this reality doesn't make me
Oh, she didn't?
hate it.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know how some of
Damn.
you came
Oh,
to
well.
the conclusion that I want to disrespect Les Seraphim and their writing credits. When I mentioned them in the conclusion of the video as an example of a group that follow BTS's and Big Hit's mission statement of authenticity. If you connect the dots, I'm basically saying the
Yes.
fearless concept is real and authentic to them. But all you heard was they were sat down and explained their concept with a PowerPoint presentation
back.
and stopped thinking. I just said a fact about their label's actions. That doesn't mean I think the girls are fearless only because it's their concept.
There's nothing wrong with what she said, though. That's the thing. Like, people were really... I feel like people were just taking what she said and just making it sound bad. Like, it's nothing wrong with what she said.
Next is New Jeans. What I said about New Jeans was that the executive producer's words about the group
I did not know about this, though. This blew my mind.
feel too much about the producer and not about the group. And that's not something Big Hit would do. Therefore, the Hype family does not align in their methods once again. So I said exactly this. So New Jeans may have a musical style that is refreshing in the K-pop industry. Their concept is different, and it has successfully attracted a great part of BTS's audience. But this sound and concept will not feel authentic to these girls if their label keeps taking the entire credit.
I
Even if the
agree
New
with
Jeans
that.
girls wrote one line in a song, which by the way they did, that's still something the CEO should be celebrating. But her words make the New Jeans members feel interchangeable. I really cannot understand how so many New Jeans fans got to the conclusion that I hate New Jeans.
Because I'm not disrespecting New Jeans fans. It's just, let's just say people, yeah, what Britney said. People just take stuff and run with it. Like, I don't understand how you can misinterpret this, but anything is possible, you know?
Said that their musical style is refreshing in the music industry. I said that they should also be given credit for their artistic contributions, even if it's not a lot. And if you connect the dots, I basically said that they deserve to be recognized as more than just the CEO's vision.
Exactly.
But I saw a lot of people pretending like what I said was the New Jeans girls wrote one line in a song, when what I actually said was even if the New Jeans girls wrote one line in a song, which by the way they did, that's still something the CEO should be celebrating. See the difference?
Yes.
The New Jeans members don't write a lot of their music, but they still deserve the recognition from their contributions. And please, let's not pretend like they wrote a lot. Their names are last in the writing credits, which means they wrote the least. One of the members even talked about the exact line she wrote, so it's not like they did a lot, but this is still a contribution I think deserves credit. I also saw some people defending the CEO because she actually did not only give the opportunity but the task to the New Jeans girls to write some lyrics. And good for her for doing this, but her actions don't align with her words. And these words were necessary to show when talking about the label's group's image and mission. Again, I never said I liked or disliked the New Jeans members. I even defended their small contribution by saying that comparing them to debut BTS was not too fair because they were writing songs for themselves and others years before debuting in BTS.
What did you say, Medeshi? You said, but again, that's how the K-pop industry works. Most decisions are taken by corporate regarding music. Even with BTS in the initial days, the songs had to be approved by Bang PD. It's given in the book how they clash on the approach RM and Bang PD. Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course they're gonna be given something from the higher ups. But I guess I don't know. I guess taking all the credit is kind of insane. like Jesus Christ, that's crazy. You said, Sandra, you can constructively criticize a group and not hate them. People need to understand that. Yeah, of course, but people also need to understand how to wash their ass, and some people don't wash their ass. So, you know.
So New Jeans had a disadvantage in this aspect, but for their first try, they deserve the recognition. I acknowledged it multiple times in the video, so I don't know why New Jeans fans say I'm being unfair to them. Finally, some people were upset that I didn't have a section about some self-produced artists part of the hype labels, like Sebastine and Zico. What I see is that they were expecting the same kind of words I had for TXT, but for these other self-produced artists. And I blame myself for not explaining something that I thought was obvious.
Girl, don't blame yourself, god damn it. Don't blame yourself, please.
Didn't include them because, as I thought you could tell, I focused on artists who debuted or just started having artistic liberties only after their labels became part of hype, because this means that hype had some kind of impact on them and their music. Sebastine and Zico have always been self-produced, and I also didn't have a section for From Is 9, a group who also writes some of their songs.
I noticed
Either way,
that, but I didn't say
these
anything
artists
about it.
and their labels' ideology didn't change by becoming part of hype, so the hype family idea didn't affect this group's principles positively or negatively. So it's not really necessary for me to talk about them. Some people said that these artists being self-produced was important information I purposefully omitted, but their situations were not affected in any way by becoming part of hype. They are just as artistically free as they used to be. And
You know what else is kind of funny? I like how some people be like, you purposefully did this, but you got no words. You ain't hear me say I purposefully did it. But when I explain myself, then I'm lying. How does that make sense? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. How the fuck are you going to say, oh, I did this. There's no evidence to it. I give you evidence for what I did do. No, you're lying. Or maybe you want to slap people through the computer screen, bro. I swear.
at the beginning, no one was saying anything about Zico or From Is 9. That became a later excuse. People just wanted me to talk about 17 in a positive light because they write their songs and they saw me saying positive things about TXT and New Jeans for this same accomplishment. And like I said, I would have done that if the situation demanded it, but it didn't, so I didn't have a section for them. Instead, I mentioned what was necessary. In the conclusion, I talked about popular fandom crossovers between armies and other groups. I said that if armies do end up following other hype groups, they usually follow the ones who show a message, a concept, or authenticity like BTS. As examples, I mentioned Les Seraphim, New Jeans, 17, and TXT. I didn't have to, but I did give them credit for being authentic, but it wasn't enough for their fans. So here's my real opinion about 17 and the one I shared on Twitter.
Let's go.
I did mention 17 in the video as part of the list of authentic artists.
It's okay, Brittany. Don't worry about it.
Still wanted me to talk highly about them and dedicate them a section. I asked, how could I nicely tell these group's fans that I don't want to talk about their songwriting or if it's good or bad, because I, personally, for my taste, in my opinion, I'm not a huge fan of their songwriting. Like I recognize in the video, there are many armies who are, understandably, also fans of this group, but I don't understand what makes them believe that I will like every self-produced artist, or that I have to talk positively about them in relation to BTS, because they are self-produced. This is the bare minimum to be an artist. So I applaud them for being an anomaly in K-pop. I mentioned their authenticity in the video, but their fans still want more from me. They ask me to talk more about them every time I mention writing your own songs in K-pop, and this is a subject present in a lot of my videos.
Could this just question? Could this just be okay, question. Do you know how like we as Army want like representation for BTS in all areas? or like say like in as many areas as we can get. Could that be the same for other groups fandoms? Like say like, and I'm not saying this like as to bash anybody. I don't really think I'm bashing anybody. But say like if you bring up a group, like say like we all love BTS, right? Say a group that loves 17, for example. They have the same want for representation in every which way. I don't know. Maybe that could be a reason. Maybe. I don't know. Like say like if you talk about this group, you have to talk about this in a specific type of light. If not, we are on your ass. You know? That could probably be a possibility. You said not to mention that her channel is quite literally dedicated to BTS and their story. Yeah. Yeah.
So at this point, it feels like they want praise. And I'm not going to give them that because I'm not a fan.
That is true. Asking consistently or constantly asking for it on a channel that isn't dedicated to, that makes sense. For like a channel like mine, which is I cover literally everything about K-pop. I can understand why people want me to like talk more good about groups. But then again, I'm also learning about these groups as we go on. So there's that. But like I can imagine like it could be tiresome for someone who's literally a BTS channel. Like you know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. Just like with my previous examples, I say what I have to say, what is necessary for me to say. But
Hell
that's
yeah.
it. I don't have to give praise or hate to a group because I like them or dislike them. I could because it's my channel and these are my opinions.
Yeah.
But to support every point that will lead to a conclusion I want to share, I try to be as neutral as possible and share only the facts about everyone who is not BTS. The only opinions I will share are about BTS because this is a BTS channel. And I will mention basic facts about other artists and performers because they are all part of the music industry and they will have some correlation to BTS at some point.
Yeah.
I see some people saying that I should just give the facts, but I am not an information channel making introduction videos to BTS. All of my videos, including the least controversial ones, are video essays, and these video essays will include multiple facts and information, but these facts and information just work as support for my thesis statement, and a thesis statement is the opinion or conclusion one gets after analyzing the evidence, aka the facts and information.
She just dog walked all these niggas who just don't know what that. I think she just gave a basic definition about some shit.
So I just wanted to make this video to clarify that this is a video essay channel on subjects surrounding BTS.
Exactly.
Don't take my
What
videos
Brittany
as
said.
informational videos. They can feel that way because I mention a lot of facts, but I want you to analyze what I say and connect the dots because I don't want to be over-explaining unnecessary points that are not even my opinions, like I did today. You don't need to be debating me on the facts.
Yeah.
Debate me on the interpretations and conclusions.
Yeah.
But before that, be respectful and ask yourself, what is my purpose of making a section about some things and not about other things? Don't jump into the conclusion that I hate a group you like because I said a fact about them. Like I explained now, sometimes my opinion is the complete opposite of what you assume it is. So don't tell me to stick to BTS every time I mention a not so flattering fact about someone else you like or a fair recognition of someone you don't like. Please, let's just all be a little more critical and respectful than that.
Yes, let's be.
Since
Yes, let's be more respectful. And in other words, this is my interpretation of this video. Fuck you and shut the fuck up. Like God, y'all don't know shit. Y'all just talking out your ass. God damn. Jesus, man. Fuck. God. People are so funny though. People are funny. And on the internet, people are funny. People be thinking like they're like, you know, like people just I don't fucking know. Like, bro, we're all people with cameras. Like, let us have our opinions, damn. Just let us have it. That's what I'm saying. They don't even get paid to do. They just be doing this shit. God, y'all niggas doing all this brain work for no money. No money, just satisfaction. Like, ooh, I was right in a comment section of a YouTube video of a specific thing that had nothing to do with what I'm talking about. I'm right. You're wrong. I'm right. What did you get from this? I'm right.